What's up, Hockey Talk Show fans? It's your old pal Anna. We are here on a driving edition of the Hockey Talk Show. Bill Peters resigns as the head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, and that's the biggest news story of the day. I am pretty surprised by this. I thought for sure he would have been fired, actually. But we're going to get into that and a couple of the other little things going on for the hockey news for this evening. No live show tonight because I'm actually making my way to a venue out here on Eastern Long Island where I live, because the radio station that I work for is presenting a concert. John Popper of Blues Traveler. You guys might know Blues Traveler. The hook brings you back. Why you wanna give me the run around? That guy. So that is tonight. I'm on my way there right now. I thought, let me get this bit of content. Oh, look at the sun. Oh, look how bright I appear in the sun. Look at that. It's like my hockey opinions are shining through the camera as I tell you about the day's events. So that's where I'm on my way to. I was actually going to see if I could do this there, but the day just didn't work out that way. So in the car on the way there. Hope you don't mind. I got a lot of thoughts on this Bill Peters thing. I think it's a pretty interesting story because, I'm not really big on resignations. Let me just say that right off the bat. So there's part of me that feels like Bill Peters is a big fat quitter and a loser who doesn't really deserve to work in the National Hockey League again. I would be lying to you, and honestly, I thought about not even saying this and being the nice person and not saying this, but it's honestly, truthfully, how I feel. I don't like quitters, and especially in the National Hockey League, where there are only typically 30, now 31, and soon 32 jobs available. There's not a lot of work, and if you want to do it at the highest level, you have to do it at the highest level. There are only 31 head coaching positions available in the National Hockey League. To walk out on that, to me, is sacrilege, because he should feel lucky that he has that job. Part of me feels like he takes a look around the league and he sees, okay, there's an opening in New York now, and there's an opening in Dallas now, and there's an opening in Calgary, and I'm from right near there. So I think that's part of his thinking on this. Like, let me bow out and see what opportunities I can line up. If Calgary is interested in having a head coach with NHL experience from their neck of the woods, he's going to be on the list. If the New York Rangers are thinking, we need a guy who's good with youth and won't get much, but try and get the most he can out of his players, well, it seems like with a rebuild with the New York Rangers, that's where they're headed. So that might be a fit. So I understand his thought process on resigning now. He's got some availability and some opportunity. He's going off to coach Canada in the IIHF. So it's not like he's not going to be working, but that's not going to necessarily interfere with his, National Hockey League obligations, if you will, if he were to be a head coach in the league. So there's that part of it. The other part of it, of course, is Tom Dundon, and this guy seems to be a crazy lunatic owner. I've seen this firsthand with Charles Wang with the New York Islanders and how he was in his first couple of days. A lot of new owners, a lot of new people in any business think, this business needs me, I'm going to reinvent things. And then they get there after a while and they realize, well, no, that things are the way they are for a reason. So they wind up learning. So I feel like we're seeing that with Tom right now in Carolina. Boy, I'm just not really centered in this frame all that well, am I? I apologize for the poor quality of this video. This one's not one of the Hockey Talk Show's better videos, but at least we're getting good content. We're talking hockey on a Friday, damn it. We're not quitting like Bill Peters. We're rising above. We're talking hockey despite the fact that we're driving to a concert. So I think it's a combination of he can't really deal with the new owner, which I understand. Owners can be crazy and nutty at times. Again, I saw a lot of the things that Charles Wang did. Nobody's forgetting the 15-year Rick DiPietro deal that blew up right in their face. It was a dumb move. He wanted to do something bold. He thought he knew better than the people that have been in hockey world, and look what wound up happening. So I think that's what Tom is going through right now. So I understand it from that standpoint. But at the same time, Guy, there are 31 jobs in this world. Only 31. Right? I mean, there's 300 million people in the United States of America alone. 31. It's insane to walk away from that, no matter how bad the conditions are. I don't really, even with a crazy new owner, how bad are those conditions really? So that's why I feel like Bill Peters is a little bit of a quitter, and I don't really like that all that much. And the other part of this, I can't help but think, if he does want to make himself available for other jobs, it's not like he's got a great winning record in Carolina. He was there for 4 years. They never made the playoffs. So how attractive is his stock really going to be on the open market? I mean, I know he'll get a job coaching again. I don't doubt that. Once you coach in the National Hockey League, you can coach for the rest of your life anywhere. He wants to go down to the AHL, it's not going to be a problem for him. He wants to go, over to Europe, it ain't going to be a problem for him. He'll work for the rest of his life. And maybe he's happy doing that. Maybe he's got his, 4-year salary in the National Hockey League as a head coach, and he can sack it away, and him and his wife can go on and live a nice little life. I know he's going to stay in Carolina. He's got a kid in college right now in Carolina, so I think his plan is to stay there for the time being. Again, I don't really like the quitting thing, and it's not like he's Alain Vigneault, where he's been to the Stanley Cup final. He's won. He's grown teams over time. His records usually improve, except for the last couple of years in New York. It's not like he's got an outstanding resume. It's not like he's one of the game's greatest thinkers. He's a good coach. There are a lot of good coaches, and there are only 31 jobs in the league. So I don't really know if it was the smartest move in the world for Bill Peters. I don't know if he'll ever get another job in the National Hockey League. Like, Alain Vigneault gets fired, Alain Vigneault will be behind an NHL bench again. It's a foregone conclusion. He's going to work again. Maybe not this season, but he will be an NHL coach again. Bill Peters, I'm not sure if he's built up that sort of a winning reputation. Carolina's done okay, but not great. Now, his reasons for leaving, he said, was that he's got a new owner and he's got a new general manager, and he doesn't want to. He felt that they really, they deserve the opportunity to go ahead and find their head coach, which is a fair assessment, actually. I mean, I understand the logic, but again, I just don't know how you walk away from a job that cush with only 31 available. How you doing? Can I get a grande cold brew with nothing in it?
Yeah. Anything else?
Iced, please. Yeah, cold brew, obviously. That's it.
Okay. $3.75.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So involved in Bill Peters, I almost screwed up my Starbucks offer. My Starbucks order. See? So that's the Bill Peters thing. I don't know if he'll work again. I don't really like it. Seems like a real quitter mentality. If that's me in my job, I understand, and I agree with his logic, by the way. New coach, new GM, new owner, they deserve to hire their coach, but you better fire me, because I'm not walking out on a job as good as that. And as far as crazy owners go, I mean, I've had crazy bosses all around the world. I mean, from every walk of life, I've had nut jobs. You deal with it. Everybody's boss is crazy. It's work. It's not supposed to be amazing all the time. Even in the National Hockey League, it's supposed to be stressful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's supposed to be. It's work. If it wasn't, they would call it play. You'd be like, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm going to play. Hockey players get to play. Coaches got to work. So that's my feeling on Bill Peters. A little cop-out. I don't really like the quitting thing. I'm sure we'll learn a little bit more about this as we go, but that's my feeling on that. Tonight's games, 3 games going into Game 5s. I think we're going to see 3 series come to an end this evening. I don't see how some of these teams come back from 3-1 deficits. I think as exciting and as close as these playoffs have been, we have one series, Caps Columbus, that is 2-2. It's the only series 2-2, and I think it's going to be the only series that's going to be that tight and that close, and it still could wind up ending in 6, maybe not even 7, so we'll have to see. Look up John Tortorella's last press conference. He was brilliant as always. Google John Tortorella laid an egg. You'll enjoy the heck out of it. And we'll see you guys on the next shift. Got a bunch of things coming up, but again, we're really toying with the idea of doing a live reaction show, live stream for one of the games. Maybe Columbus Capitals. Maybe we'll do that. We'll explore those possibilities. Again, hit the like button, hit the share button. Sorry, this one was a quick one and on the road, but at least we got it in there. We didn't quit. We made it happen. Always appreciate you guys watching the Hockey Talk Show, and I'll see you guys on the next shift.